Hi guys, so now what we will be doing is setting up branch 1 to the head office with the TMVP and town. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to make sure that headquarter office is the primary and headquarter 2 is the secondary, right? So this will happen mostly with two cases, with the interface bandwidth for the EIGRP and for the redistribution of OSPF into EIGRP. So you guys have to pay close attention to these two settings. Other than that, everything should be very simple. So for example, from headquarter 1, there's no need to do anything, right? So what we need to do, we need to configure a tunnel, and we'll say that this tunnel address is 192.168.1.255.255.255.0. We know that this tunnel source is Ethernet 0x0. We know that this tunnel mode should be GRE multi-point, and we also know that this tunnel is using IP NHRP network ID of 1. So very simple stuff. And if you look at this program interface tunnel 1, you see that this is our configuration. Very simple: IP address, NHRP startup, tunnel source, and GRE multi-point. That's it. There's nothing else. And then what we need to do, we need to say we are running EIGRP1 here, and we'll say the network we are running is 192.168.1.0. And the other networks, what the attached networks are 10.1.10.0. We can say the whole 10. That can also be done, but just for the sake of security purposes, should not do the complete 10 or complete this. Should be very specific most of the time. So, and then we need to redistribute whatever we are learning from OSPF. Remember, we are learning branch 4 addresses via OSPF. So we redistribute OSPF into EIGRP, and we define a metric of 10,000 and 1,000 and 255, 1 and 1500. Now you have to make sure that tunnel bandwidth right now is 100 kilobit, right? So if you see this, do show interface tunnel 1 include bandwidth, and if you look at Ethernet 0x0, which is our public interface, if you look at the bandwidth of this guy, this is 10,000 kilobit and this is 100 kilobit, right? So most of the time what we do, if we want to play with the bandwidth and all that, we make sure that all the bandwidth remains equivalent. So we will match the tunnel interface to our physical interface, right? So this is what we will be doing. So inside tunnel 1, we will say the bandwidth is this, and the bandwidth is in kilobits, right? So it says kilobits, so we can put this value, and the delay says tens of microseconds, right? So 1000 means 100. So if you put 100, it will become 1000. So if you put 100, it will become 1000. So now if I do show interface tunnel 1 include bandwidth and Ethernet 0x0 include bandwidth, you will see that now they are equal, right? So usually it's the best practice because we are going to run EIGRP, and it might confuse us in future that this bandwidth, which bandwidth is being used, what being used. Usually the tunnel bandwidth is being used, right? So make sure that the tunnel is equivalent to this guy. And then what we need to do, that's it. That's what we need to do. We go to branch office and we set up the tunnel. And before we set up the tunnel, we have to make sure that he has internet access. So we will configure IP address to 192.135.5, and then we will create two loopbacks, right? And then we will create loopback 1 should be 55.5, and then we will make sure that we have a route. We have a default route towards the internet, right? So which is 192.135.3, and then we will have a net, right? So we'll say that our guys can go to the net, go to the internet directly from the branch. They don't need to go to the head office. So we'll say that this one connect 10 1 which one 50 and 1250, and we'll NAT it. So we'll say IP NAT inside source list 1 interface and 0 order, right? So this is what we're gonna do, and then we will go to 0 by 0 and we'll say IP NAT outside, and for the loop back we'll say IP NAT inside for both the loopbacks. So now if I ping 44444 with the source of loopback 0, it can go to the internet, right? Otherwise won't. So this is fine. So now we have the access. So now we can deviate that down, and we can say, so from the beginning we can say the bandwidth is 10,000 and the delay is 100, and we can say IP address is 192.168.1.5, and we can say that the tunnel source is Ethernet 0 by 0, and we can say that the tunnel mode is GRE multipoint, right? And then we can say that we want to do MSRP which network ID of 1, and then we will say we will map it. So we will map 192.168.1.1 to 192.1.13.1, and for the dynamic multicast as well, because we are running EIGRP. If we are not running multicast any traffic like any like EIGRP or any protocol, we don't need to do this. And then we'll define that there we have a server which is 192.168.1.1. So right, these three commands are important. So now if we do ping 192.168.1.1, it is pingable. So now what we'll do, we'll run EIGRP1, and we'll say that the network we want to run is 1.0, and the network we want to run is 10.150 and 10.150.50. So by doing this, right, if I look at my route, EIGRP route, I'm receiving everything from router 1. Okay, so this is the desired result. So we want every branch to go to headquarter 1. If you need to change anything later on, you can change it, but by default, one is the main source, and then the other one will be a standby thing, right? So we have set it up. So now we know that what configuration we need to do. So if I write it down on a paper, that what needs to be done, so let me do that. So show run interface Ethernet 0 by 0. So this is interface, loopback 0 interface, loopback 1 interface, and then show run include access list for internet, and then show run include IP NAT source, this source. Okay, and then what I need to do, I need to do this, what I did here, Ethernet 0, loopback 0, loopback 1, this, and then show run interface channel 1, and then show run section router EIGRP. So if I this is coming in, let's move that guy. Now router EIGRP2. So if I do this again, we should have one. Okay, so now if I copy this on a notepad, just for the sake of this, guys, if I copy this, and I will edit it. So I don't need that for now, so I can just copy on top of that. So what is required for any branch office, right? So I don't care which branch office, any branch office. I don't need any. I don't need any. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I also don't need this. This is a default command. I don't need AND at the moment, right? I can use this access list, and then I can use this NAT, and then I can use the tunnel, and everything, then I can use the EIGRP command. So this is needed on any branch office except you change the IP address, right? So for example, if I'm not doing branch 2 here, I will do branch 2 in the other video. Okay, so we'll set it up later. So let's say on branch 3, because it has broad internet, that's the reason, because it has broad internet. So I will show you how to do that easy way, not the complicated way. So we have branch 3 here. So from branch 3 we have 7, so we can say this is 47.7, right? Then this guy has 7.7 and 77.7, and this guy has 77. Don't need to do anything here. This guy will be 7, and this remains the same because the hub is the same, right? So there's no need to change it. And then from EIGRP perspective, this remains same. Everything remains the same. So if I just take this configuration and go on my branch 3 and do config C and paste it, and boom, you will see that show IP route EIGRP. Give it some time, it should come up. Show IP interface brief exclude assigned. So you can see, oh, I didn't do the shutdown, so let's do the shutdown. We can enter by 0, no shut. Yeah, right. Now if I look at my show, let's wait, because the tunnel is not up yet, right? The tunnel, now the tunnel is up, and you will see now the EIGRP will also come up. Just a bit of time. So show 1 second of the EIGRP is there. Oh, because I have something like that. Put something here as well. Let's copy it. So first verify that I can ping 192.1.13.1. Make sure. No, we can't. So there is some troubleshooting need to be done. One thing missing, right? What is missing? The default route is missing. So I need to add a default route, which I have it here. So if I do show run into route, this route is missing. Okay, so we have to do this just to make our configuration generic. So we have to do this on branch 3 here, and I paste it. Now you will see that everything comes up. So you will see EIGRP neighbor will come up. Wait. In the meantime, just do the verification. Can I reach 13.1? Yes, I can now. And can I reach, let's see, it's up. Can I reach 1.1? Yes, I can. So if I now do EIGRP, now my EIGRP is ready. So now the thing to note here is that I cannot reach branch 1. There is no branch 1 address. And same goes to branch 1, show IP route EIGRP. He cannot reach to 7 network, which is branch 3. So branch 1 cannot go to branch 3. Branch 3 cannot go to branch 1. To fix that, what's happening is that there is a split horizon happening on headquarter 1, and you have to learn this thing. So what we need to do, we have to disable no IP EIPRC is split horizon. IP1 split. Am I there? Yeah, I am there. So no IP EIGRP. Okay, right. EIGRP. No IP split horizon for EIGRP1. The other way around. So as soon as I did that, if you look at branch 1, now he knows about 7. Okay, but it is going via 1. So it means that if I need to go to 10.1.7.7 with the source of my loopback 0, and if you don't understand it, you can type 5.5. It is going to 1 and then it's going to 7, and it will always do that, right? If that is the desired thing, it's okay. If you want branch 1 to go directly to branch 3, you can just change, you can do 2 tweaks. I would suggest do one only and change the default the next hop unchanged command on the down side of the head office. But at the moment, I'm not going to change it, so they have access to each other through headquarters, and that is fine. But they can go to the internet directly, because that is most safe. Let's say if I want to block something that I don't want branch 1 to reach on branch 3, I want to block something, that would be much better, that I can block it there. I can block it on branch 3 as well, anything coming from branch 1. So now that we have branch 1 and branch 3, let's just do one more thing, so that this configuration will be good for branch 2 as well, for headquarter 2 as well. Sorry. Okay. So let's just do one more step, and that step is, first of all, we have to create the terminal interface here, right? And what we need to do to make this primary. So initially I won't do anything. So let's just create terminal 1, put the address. Okay, and then say tunnel source is Ethernet 050, and tunnel is BRE multi-protocol, and then IP and HRP network ID is 1, and then that's it. That's the best I can, yeah. And then just change the bandwidth, right? I told you guys to change the bandwidth, so we'll do the bandwidth change. So we'll say bandwidth is 10,000 and delay is 100. So now if I do show into, always verify your work. Always verify your work, guys. Include bandwidth. And also to Ethernet 050. Should match. Just for the sake of this. So it match. So this is fine. So we have done this here. And now what we need to do on branches, we need to add the mapping. That's what we need to do. So if I do Control C, if I put it here, and this guy, so we are just defining that we have one more server. So we are saying that instead of 1.2, right, this is 1.2, this is going to 24.2, and this is going to 24.2, right, because this is a public IP and 1.2 is fine. So I'm just adding this information to my branch, right? So I will be adding, so this information being added here, and if I go to 3, I can add it here as well. Right? And remember what I did on headquarter, because headquarter 2 is not ready yet, right? We just did the term. So by doing the term, what happens is that if I do show DMVPN, I have to do a DMVPN download. So here I also need to, if you look at here, to section router EIGRP, because I'm matching the hub, so I have to do this. And if I look at show run section router OSPF, I haven't done anything here yet. So which I need to, and I need to get this EIGRP, whatever I'm running on EIGRP, I need to get this into OSPF as well. I haven't done that so far, and I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just trying to do this guy, right? But this guy, what I want to do is change this metric here, because whatever I'm learning on OSPF, I want headquarter to have a bad metric, so that branch office will go to head office 1, headquarter 1. Okay. So if I go here and I paste here, and I just change this to 1000 for the distribution. So now if I go to branch office, now you will see that now I'm learning from both sides. But the problem is now I have 2 paths to reach 10, 20, 30, which I don't want, right? I want one path right now, and when that path fails, then it goes shift to the headquarter 2. So what I can do is that I can change the bandwidth on 10, so I can change the bandwidth to, let's say, 1000, and same for 20, I will change it to 1000, and 30 change to 1000. So if I do this, and it will automatically do the impact here. So now everything going via 1, right? And if 1 goes down for some reason, not reachable, it will go to 2. So if I look at show IP EIGRP topology, I do not have the successor because I put the value very low. But if I go on here and I say, you know what, somehow I do not have access to Ethernet supervisor, or channel 1 is down for some reason. Channel 1 is down. So then what happens? So I figure out, I still have access. It's going down. Just give it a second. No, I have access with the second one. So just to show you that we have access. It's a blink, but we have access, right? So let's bring it back, and once it's come back up, it will move back to head office 1. Because it is going to get better path from there. Let's give it a second. Let's see EIGRP comes up. Not up yet. This is up. Let's see what's happening here. Show IP EIGRP neighbor. I still don't have that. See, I still don't have that. So wait. And I think, yeah, sometimes now this can be a issue of the simulation or emulation what we are doing, because it should be up because it's up from here. Okay. It's not coming up here, it is up here. So if I look at show IP EIGRP neighbor, it says it's up on channel 1, but you can see that it has a 2 count, but with 7 it's fine. So if I go to 7, which is 3, and if I look at show IP route for EIGRP, it is back to 1, so that is fine, right? So everything here is fine, but somehow branch 1 fails. So and we know that we have the same configuration on both sides, right? So sometimes this happens. So maybe if I shut this one down and then do a no shut here, but this won't happen in a true environment. So now it's up, right? So if I look at show IP route EIGRP, now it's going back to 1. So it was somewhere it stuck, right? So this can happen too in sim emulation. So you should be prepared for that one. So far we have done how to do this and how to change the values so that we are receiving this. And if you look at headquarter 1, so right now if you look at the branch 3 doesn't know about, sorry, not branch 3, headquarter 3. Headquarter 3 doesn't know about IP route in MCIT. He doesn't know about those branch offices, right? And branch office knows about that, right? So branch office knows about branch 4 because they are distributing, right? So they know it, but that doesn't know exactly, but it can reach. It can reach, but branch 4 can't reach, right? Because branch 4 default is this guy, and this guy doesn't know about it. So we need to do a redistribution on both sides, on headquarter 1 and headquarter 2, into OSPF, right? Into OSPF. So what we can do, if you look at your section router EIGRP and also OSPF. Now OSPF is the one we have neighborship with headquarter 3, and EIGRP is the one we have neighborship with the branches. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to take the branch, whatever we are learning from branches, into headquarter 3, right? So we need to go there and we say router OSPF 1, right? And in OSPF 1, what we are going to do, we will say redistribute EIGRP 1. So we'll say redistribute EIGRP 1, and then we play with the metric because we want router 3 also to go towards router 1. So we will add a metric, just a metric, and the default metric for OSPF is 20, right? And we will make it 10. Okay, so what will happen that on router 3 you will see 5 and 55 or 777 with the metric of 10. Should see that. Not EIGRP, if you have to check OSPF. So you will see that we are receiving 5 and 7 with a metric of 10 with on from router 1. 30.1 is router 1. Okay, so we are learning everything from that, and we are also learning the tunnel interface, which we should not be advertising, but this is being advertised because we are doing the distribution of it, and that is the reason why it's coming up. That's fine for us. That we don't have to change this. Now let's move on to headquarter 2. Again, we will go to OSPF 1 and we say redistribute EIGRP 1, and this time we didn't change it. Why? Because this will come as 20. Okay, so this will not change it, but if I look at show IP OSPF database, this guy is learning. You can see this guy is learning 5 from 2 as of, right? So if you want to see external, so if you do show IP OSPF database external and this is external, so you will see. So if we go up, you will see that we are learning 5 network from router 1 and with the metric of 10, and then the same 5 network from router 2 with a metric of 20. And so does headquarter 3 is saying that I'm gonna prefer this one. So if I go to branch 4, branch 4 now has access to 10.1.5.5 with a source of data 0, also 7.7. So, and it will always go from router 1. So it goes to 9, which is router 3, and then goes to 1. It always goes like that, right? So, and once router 1 is down for some reason, then it will go to router 2. So this is how you set it up. Hope this is informative. If it is not, if you want more explanation on anything, let me know and we'll work on that one too. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.